Hi-Fi Tech and Entertainment channel. In today's video, I will explain you implementing the authentication and authorization in Node.js applications in XSUAA. So actually, in today's digital life, the web applications is most important thing, especially integrating with the SAP ecosystem. Here, XSUAA offers a solution for authentication and authorization. So in this complete video, I will explain you the process of the structure. So first, what is XSUAA? It stands for the user account and authentication. Is an authorized and trust management. So that it offers a SAP BTP for handling the user authentication and authorization. So it supports the OpenID Connect protocols and provides the secure and standard way to manage the user access and also the accounts. So here what will happen is first the user sends a request to access the protected resource. So this request will go to the app router, which acts as an entry point of the application. If the user is not authenticated, the app router redirects them to XSUAA for authentication. So here comes under the authentication. So this XSUAA handles the authentication process, and on top of that, if it is success, the authentication provides the JSON web token back to the app router. So then the app router acts the JSON web token to every subsequent request to forwards to the node.js applications. So at least the application verifies this web token. If it's valid, the application sends request to the resource to the user. So how to do, what is the difference of authentication and authorization? Here the authentication comes means when you send request, initially the authentication triggers. This verifies the user identity and presents the such as whatever the granted roles and whatever the access things, that all things here in authentication section we will. Authorization, what it will controls is how the user can interact with the applications. I mean to perform, approve things, rejected things. So how to interact, that all things will comes under the authorization section. So to configure this, we need to create a XSUAA service instance in your BTP. For that, what command we have to use is cf create service XSUAA application, your instance name. That means you can create your own instance name -c space xs-security.json. What it will happen is it will create an instance. Then for that instance we need to bind it. So to implement the authentications, initially we have to install something, what that is SAP/XS second and SAP/XSENV. These two things is required to install the things. Next, to add the XSUAA service, the initial step what we have to do is CDS add XSUAA. So what it will happen is it will create a xs-security.json file, it will generate. If it's not there, if it's there, based on your authentications, whatever you defined in your service, that things will be mapped to your xs-security.json. How it's mapped, I will show you in our bash at the real time. Now let's jump into the bash. Before checking that, two things we need to verify. One is SAP HANA Cloud, is it running state or not? If it is running state, then only we can deploy things, everything. Okay. Yeah, I think for me it is taking time. Let's reload it. Yeah, it's done. HANA Cloud. Yes, both are running. Now we can start application, create project. So simply I'm doing this, guys. If you know different ways we can create a project in directly CDS initial terminal, also we can do it. On this way also you can do it. It's based on your wish. If you ask me a suggestion, my suggestion always this only. Name, it's a project name. Now database is SAP, deployment is Cloud Foundry, CI/CD pipeline, authentication, application router. This is enough. Now just I'm doing minimal things, right? So what I will do is I'll create some simple one, or else just leave this. Click on finish. Within the service itself, just I will define some entities and I will run it. Once I create that project in, so if it's a link to CAP project, right, we can see that in SAP HANA Cloud place also. Why? Because we selected the database is a SAP HANA part. That's why. Then directly I will create it here. Sorry. Right click, new file, service.cds. Here I will directly maintain the service. Service. Here itself I will maintain the entity. Just I'm showing you the example, guys. Yes. Now within the service, two entities is defined. If you see here, now I maintain requires is an admin. Then first step what I will do is go to my package.json and I need to load something here. Already I told you, right? Already XS second is there. And one more thing what I need to load is @SAP slash XENV. Yes, version 4. When it will load is, first open your terminal, npm install. Now it will load all the dependencies of this thing. Then the next step what we have to take is, now we need to go to the, if you see here already xs-security.json is added. Just I will use a command cds add XSUAA. If I maintain this, automatically whatever the role I define it here, that's configured here. So remaining things we need to define. Within the role template, I need to define the name of the role, admin. Then description, administrator role, like that. Whatever the role it is, we have to give some description for this. Next, scope reference. Yes. So once this is done, in the top you have to maintain the XS app name, XS app name equal to your application name. Deploy apps, comma, 10 more. Dedicate. Yes, that's it. Once this is ready, now check your package.json. Yes, authorization is loaded. Now we need to deploy the XSUAA services in BTP. For that, we need to run the command to create a XSUAA service instance. CF create hyphen service XSUAA application. So your service name. Now I'm giving my service name is a deploy app as hyphen C XS hyphen file dot JS. No CF login. Yeah, sorry guys, my CF login is not. Just log in it, then it will complete within seconds. How can I miss this? So before doing, please check these things. Once I log in, enter the service instance name. Let it be, just escape. Click on escape button. Here we will add it, no problem. Yes, now the service instance is created. Then we need to bind this. For that, CF bind service, this service instance, deploy apps. Then your your application name is what? Okay, both the deploy apps and then your application name is build that is service instance. That's it. Click on enter. Bind service is failed. Why it is failed? Let's open this. Okay, we need to bind this. Before that, check CF app, within the CF app it's there or not. If you see the deploy, it's not there, so that's why it is missing. Let's bind this. Now it's binding the service instance. Once this is done, then only we can see your app, then we can perform this action. CF push. Now I'm going to deploying this. It will take some time to push the things. After that, you can see that in our CF apps. If you want to see the service, we have to use CF services. Still, if you fail, just create a build, CDS build, then CF push. Then it will deploy. After that, you can bind the service. Oh shit, limit is exceeds. But if you push this, you can see that CF apps. Yes. Once you click on CF apps, here you can see it is created. Now CF bind service. For me, limit is not there, guys. That's why it is showing deploy apps. Now once we're binding the service, the next step what we have to do is we have to restart it. Yes, now my service is binded. CF restage deploy apps. For me, limits is exceeded, but I will modify now. Once it is done, we can see that in your BTP. Now it is done. Once you see the instance, we can see your deploy app thing. Whatever instance we created. Let's refresh it. Yes, see, deploy apps. Now for authentication, we maintain this. Now what you have to do, go to your security within the role collection. We can see that we need first just create some role collection for CAPM. Some role I'm maintaining here. Within the role collection, I will add the, yes, just navigate it. Here we need to add the role. How to add it? Click on edit. Within the F4, you can see these are the two things are deployed with the admin role. That roles are here. So these roles we need to add it to our build work zone. So only that user, if user has that roles, only that people can do this. Yeah. Yes. See, that's it. Now only this user has these roles. That's how they can work. So now if you want to use this, configure this application, your build work zone means we can configure it. And if you maintain these roles, they can access the application. That's how we need to maintain the XSUAA configuration part. So if you want to maintain the roles or if you want to restrict anything in application level, as I told you, authorization things, that all things, these are the basic way we will approach. So in next video, I will explain you how to test this service, this CAPM service in our Postman. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe and stay tuned for more interesting videos. Thank you for watching.